You know, there's something quietly radical about deciding to fall in love with your life, exactly as it is. Not the life you're planning for, not the one you're working toward, but this one, the one happening right now, in all its beautiful, messy ordinariness. We spend so much time waiting for the weekend, waiting for the promotion, waiting for the relationship to get better, for the body to look different, for the bank account to grow. We tell ourselves that happiness lives somewhere just beyond the horizon, that peace is a destination we haven't quite reached yet. But what if we've been looking in the wrong direction all along? What if everything we've been searching for is already here, hidden in plain sight, waiting only for us to notice? The ancient Stoics understood something profound about human nature. They knew that our suffering doesn't come from our circumstances, but from our relationship with those circumstances. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher emperor who ruled Rome from a battlefield tent, wrote in his private journal, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking." Here was a man with absolute power, endless wealth, and the weight of an empire on his shoulders. And he discovered that happiness wasn't found in any of those external things. It was found in how he chose to see the world. This is the heart of romanticizing your life through a Stoic lens. It's not about pretending everything is perfect or forcing toxic positivity onto genuine struggles. It's about training your mind to recognize the extraordinary nature of ordinary moments. It's about choosing, consciously and deliberately, to find beauty in what already exists. Think about your morning coffee. How many times have you drunk it while scrolling through your phone, barely tasting it, your mind already racing ahead to the day's demands? But what if, just once, you held that warm cup in your hands and really felt it? What if you noticed the steam rising, the rich smell, the first sip touching your lips? Suddenly, that simple moment becomes something else entirely. It becomes an experience, a small pleasure, a reason to feel grateful for being alive. Seneca, another Stoic philosopher, once wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. We waste it by being mentally absent from our own lives. We waste it by treating the present moment as something to get through, rather than something to experience. We waste it by saving our appreciation for the big moments while letting thousands of small, beautiful moments slip past unnoticed." Research in positive psychology supports what the Stoics knew 2,000 years ago. Studies have shown that people who practice daily gratitude experience significantly higher levels of well-being, better sleep, and even stronger immune systems. One study from the University of California found that participants who kept gratitude journals for just 3 weeks reported feeling more optimistic and satisfied with their lives than those who didn't. The simple act of noticing what's good changes our brain's neural pathways, literally rewiring us for greater happiness. But here's what makes the Stoic approach different from simple positive thinking. The Stoics didn't ignore difficulty or pretend pain doesn't exist. Instead, they developed a profound acceptance of reality as it is. Epictetus taught his students to distinguish between what they could control and what they couldn't. He said, "Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens." This isn't resignation, it's freedom. When you stop fighting against reality, when you stop demanding that life be different than it is, you suddenly have so much more energy to actually live. Romanticizing your life means finding poetry in the mundane. It means noticing the way afternoon light falls across your desk. It means appreciating the sound of rain against your window instead of complaining about the weather. It means being moved by the fact that you have a window at all, that you have shelter, that you're here to experience this moment. It means treating your own life like something precious, because it is. What do you think? Comment your thoughts below. I'd love to hear your perspective on finding beauty in ordinary moments. Consider the practice of mindful walking. not walking to get somewhere, but walking as the activity itself. The Buddhists have practiced walking meditation for centuries, and the principle is simple. With each step, you're fully present. You feel your foot touching the ground. You notice the rhythm of your breath. You observe the world around you without judgment. This isn't about achieving anything or getting anywhere. It's about being fully alive in the act of walking. And here's the beautiful thing. You can apply this same quality of attention to anything. Washing dishes, folding laundry, sitting in traffic. Any moment can become meaningful when you bring your full presence to it. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." Imagine starting each day with that awareness, not with dread or anxiety about everything you have to do, but with wonder at the simple fact of your existence. You have a beating heart. You have consciousness. You have the ability to experience this world in all its complexity and beauty. That's not nothing. That's everything. There's a concept in Japanese aesthetics called wabi-sabi, the appreciation of imperfection and impermanence. It's the beauty of the cracked teacup, the weathered wood, the changing seasons. It teaches us that nothing needs to be perfect to be beautiful. In fact, the imperfections are often what makes something truly beautiful. Your life doesn't need to be Instagram perfect to be worth celebrating. The messy parts, the difficult parts, the ordinary parts, they're all part of the story. They're all part of what makes your life uniquely yours. When you romanticize your life, you become the author of your own narrative. You stop seeing yourself as a victim of circumstances and start seeing yourself as someone moving through a meaningful story. Even the challenges become plot points rather than obstacles. The Stoics called this amor fati, love of fate. It means loving everything that happens, not because it's all pleasant, but because it's all part of your journey. Nietzsche, who was deeply influenced by Stoic thought, described it as not merely bearing what is necessary, but loving it. Think about the people in your life. How often do you really see them? Not just glance at them, but truly see them? Your partner making breakfast, your child concentrating on homework, your friend laughing at their own joke. These moments are fleeting. Everyone you love will one day be a memory. The Stoics practiced negative visualization, imagining loss, not to be morbid, but to cultivate appreciation for what they had while they still had it. When you remember that everything is temporary, suddenly everything becomes more precious. Here's a small practice to consider. At the end of each day, identify 3 ordinary moments that contained beauty or meaning. Maybe it was the way your cat stretched in a patch of sunlight. Maybe it was a kind word from a stranger. Maybe it was the satisfaction of completing a task. Write them down if you want, or just reflect on them quietly. This simple practice trains your brain to actively look for beauty throughout the day. You'll start noticing more and more because you're priming yourself to pay attention. If you're enjoying this reflection, make sure to subscribe. It helps more calm minds find this space. The Taoists have a concept called Wu Wei, which translates roughly to effortless action or non-forcing. It's about moving with life rather than against it, like water flowing around rocks in a stream. When you romanticize your life, you're practicing a form of Wu Wei. You're not forcing yourself to feel grateful or pretending to be happy. You're simply removing the resistance, the constant mental commentary that says things should be different. You're allowing yourself to experience life as it unfolds, with curiosity and openness, rather than judgment and resistance. Affirmations can be powerful tools in this practice, but not the kind that feel forced or fake. Try these on and see how they feel. I am exactly where I need to be. This moment is enough. I choose to see beauty in the ordinary. My life is happening for me, not to me. I am grateful for this breath, this heartbeat, this moment. These aren't about denying reality or pretending everything is perfect. They're about shifting your perspective just slightly, creating space for appreciation to grow. Research on mindfulness meditation has shown remarkable results. A study from Harvard found that just 8 weeks of mindfulness practice led to measurable changes in brain regions associated with memory, sense of self, empathy, and stress. Another study published in the Journal of Positive Psychology found that savoring positive experiences, really paying attention to good moments as they happen, significantly increased happiness levels. The science confirms what contemplative traditions have taught for millennia. How we pay attention matters enormously. But let's be honest, some days are hard. Some days romanticizing your life feels impossible. You're tired, stressed, overwhelmed. The dishes are piled up, the bills are due, and you can't remember the last time you felt truly at peace. This is where Stoic wisdom becomes most valuable. The Stoics didn't promise that life would be easy. They promised that you could develop the inner strength to handle whatever comes. They taught that your power lies not in controlling external events, but in controlling your responses to those events. Epictetus, who spent years as a slave before becoming one of history's most influential philosophers, taught that we should focus only on what's within our control. Our thoughts, our actions, our character, everything else, other people's opinions, outcomes, circumstances, is outside our control and therefore not worth our anxiety. When you truly internalize this, it's liberating. You stop wasting energy trying to control the uncontrollable and start investing that energy in what actually matters. Romanticizing your life doesn't mean every moment will feel magical. It means that even in difficult moments, you can find something to anchor you. Maybe it's the knowledge that you're doing your best. Maybe it's gratitude for your own resilience. Maybe it's the simple fact that this difficult moment, like all moments, will pass. As the Buddhist saying goes, this too shall pass. Both the good and the bad are temporary. Knowing this helps us appreciate the good more fully and endure the bad more gracefully. Consider the practice of creating small rituals, not elaborate ceremonies, but simple, intentional acts that mark transitions in your day. Maybe you light a candle when you sit down to work. Maybe you take 3 deep breaths before entering your home. Maybe you spend 5 minutes in the evening looking at the sky. These tiny rituals create pockets of mindfulness in your day. They're reminders to pause, to notice, to be present. They transform routine into something sacred. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Confine yourself to the present." This is perhaps the most essential practice in romanticizing your life. The present moment is the only moment you actually have. The past is gone. The future hasn't arrived. All you ever have is now, and now, and now. When you're fully present, even washing dishes becomes a meditation. Even sitting in a waiting room becomes an opportunity to observe your thoughts, to practice patience, to simply be. There's something deeply countercultural about this approach to life. We live in a society that constantly tells us we need more. More success, more stuff, more experiences, more followers, more everything. The message is always that you're not enough as you are, that your life isn't enough as it is. But the Stoics offer a different message. You already have everything you need for a good life. Not a perfect life, but a good one. A meaningful one. A life worth living. Seneca wrote, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future." This is the essence of romanticizing your life. It's about extracting joy from what is, rather than postponing joy until some imagined future arrives. It's about recognizing that your life is happening right now, and you get to decide how you experience it. Think about your senses. Right now, what can you see? What can you hear? What can you feel? Your senses are constantly providing you with information about the present moment, but we're usually too lost in thought to notice. The warmth of sunlight, the texture of fabric against your skin, the distant sound of birds or traffic. These sensory experiences are always available to you, always inviting you back to the present moment, back to your actual life as it's unfolding. Here's another practice to reflect on. Treat yourself like someone you love. We're often so much kinder to others than we are to ourselves. We criticize ourselves harshly, hold ourselves to impossible standards, and dismiss our own needs. But what if you spoke to yourself the way you'd speak to a dear friend? What if you treated your own life with the same care and attention you'd give to something precious? This isn't self-indulgence, it's self-respect. And it's essential for truly romanticizing your life. The Stoics believed in living according to nature, which meant accepting your own nature as a human being. You're not meant to be perfect, you're meant to be human, which includes making mistakes, feeling difficult emotions, and struggling sometimes. When you accept this, you can stop fighting against your own humanity and start working with it. You can be gentle with yourself on hard days. You can celebrate small victories. You can recognize that simply showing up and trying is enough. If you found value in these reflections, I'd be grateful if you take a moment to like this video and leave a comment. It helps this message reach others who might need it. Consider the concept of enough. In a world that constantly pushes for more, knowing when you have enough is revolutionary. Enough money to meet your needs, enough possessions to live comfortably, enough achievements to feel proud, enough love to feel connected. The Stoics practiced voluntary discomfort, occasionally going without, to remind themselves that they could be happy with less. This wasn't about deprivation, it was about freedom. When you know you can be happy with less, you're no longer enslaved by the pursuit of more. Your ordinary life is actually extraordinary when you consider the odds. The chances of you existing at all are astronomically small. Every ancestor you've ever had survived long enough to reproduce. Every circumstance had to align perfectly for you to be here, reading these words, breathing this air, living this life. You are the result of an unbroken chain of survival stretching back billions of years. That's not ordinary. That's miraculous. Romanticizing your life is ultimately an act of rebellion against a culture that profits from your dissatisfaction. When you decide that your life is already beautiful, that you're already enough, that this moment is already precious, you're refusing to participate in the endless cycle of wanting and lacking. You're claiming your own contentment. You're choosing peace over perpetual striving. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. This is both a responsibility and an opportunity. You can't always control what happens to you, but you can always work with how you think about what happens to you. You can choose to look for beauty. You can choose to practice gratitude. You can choose to be present. These choices, made consistently over time, transform your experience of being alive. As we come to the end of this reflection, I want to leave you with this. Your life doesn't need to be extraordinary to be worth celebrating. The ordinary is where life actually happens. It's in the quiet mornings and the routine evenings. It's in the familiar faces and the repeated tasks. It's in the simple fact of your continued existence, day after day, moment after moment. This is your life, not the highlight reel, not the carefully curated version. The real, messy, beautiful, ordinary life. And it's worthy of your love. The Stoics taught that philosophy isn't just something you study, it's something you practice every day, in every moment. Romanticizing your life is a practice. Some days it will feel natural, other days it will feel like work. But each time you choose to notice beauty, to feel gratitude, to be present, you're strengthening that capacity within yourself. You're becoming someone who knows how to find joy in the ordinary. And that's a skill that will serve you for the rest of your life. So here's my invitation to you. Start small. Don't try to transform your entire life overnight. Just notice one beautiful thing today. Just be fully present for one moment. Just feel grateful for one simple pleasure. That's enough. That's how you begin. And then tomorrow, you do it again. And slowly, almost imperceptibly, your relationship with your life begins to shift. You start to see more beauty because you're looking for it. You start to feel more gratitude because you're practicing it. You start to experience more peace because you're choosing it. Your ordinary life is waiting to be romanticized. It's waiting for you to see it clearly, to appreciate it fully, to love it completely. Not someday, not when things are different. Right now. Exactly as it is. Because this moment, this ordinary, precious, fleeting moment is all you ever really have. And it's more than enough. Thank you for spending this time with me. If these reflections resonated with you, please subscribe and share this with someone who might need to hear it. Until next time, be gentle with yourself, stay present, and remember, your life is already beautiful. You just have to choose to see it.